Two SUVs built for adventure, but with completely different philosophies. Welcome to the ultimate face-off. The 2025 Ineos Grenadier versus the 2025 Lexus GX550. On one side, the Ineos Grenadier, a rugged, no-nonsense off-roader inspired by the classic 4X4S of old. Built to tackle the toughest terrains, it's all about durability, simplicity, and raw capability. On the other side, the Lexus GX550, where luxury meets adventure. Packed with cutting-edge technology, premium materials, and powerful off-road performance. It's designed for those who demand comfort on the trail and refinement in the city. So, which SUV strikes the perfect balance between toughness and sophistication? Stick around as we compare their design, performance, and off-road prowess to see which one reigns supreme. So, this is Parth, and you are watching MotorNation. Starting up with a basic overview, you might notice that the 2025 Ineos Grenadier is everything most modern SUVs are not. This is not a soft, pampering lifestyle bauble. Dubbed the station wagon by its manufacturer, the 2025 Ineos Grenadier is designed for the world once the sidewalk ends. It's the first vehicle from a brand new automaker that's part of the privately held Ineos Petrochemical Company, an uncompromising off-roader that takes its cues from the Land Rover Defender of the 1980s. Engineered in Austria, built in France, and named after a London pub now owned by Ineos, the Grenadier is made for true off-road prowess and longevity rather than cul-de-sac affectation. Its tried-and-true old-school layout includes body-on-frame construction, recirculating ball steering, solid front and rear axles, 3 locking differentials, and a 2-speed transfer case with manual engagement. This vehicle stands in defiance against most modern SUVs that are little more than soft-riding lifestyle cars. It's tough, simple, and made for the outdoors. While the Lexus GX had long been the fancier counterpart to the Toyota 4Runner. Both were known for their durability and their off-road ability, but also their truckish on-road demeanor and their advanced age. In 2024, we finally got an all-new GX that keeps most of the good and vanquishes much of the bad. This time, the GX550 is based on the new Toyota Land Cruiser, which is slightly smaller than the prior Cruiser. It retains a body-on-frame architecture and a focus on off-road capability, in contrast to the similarly sized Lexus TX SUV that prioritizes passenger accommodations and on-road refinement. All GXs are powered by a 349-horsepower twin-turbo V6 working through a 10-speed automatic and full-time 4-wheel drive with low range. Most GX variants come with a third row of seats, but the off-road specialist over-trail versions seat only 5. In the 24-strong midsize luxury SUV class, the GX550 is one of a small group of vehicles that balance their upscale appointments with an equal amount of off-road capability. Moving on to what's new for 2025. The 2025 Ineos Grenadier receives its first special edition, the 1924 Limited Edition, which celebrates the centennial of British clothing brand Belstaff. Limited to 1,924 copies worldwide, it wears Belstaff centennial badges, exclusive magic mushroom and inky black paint, 17-inch two-tone alloy wheels, and a de-chromed black grille accented by dark gray front and rear skid plates. Inside, the cabin is accented in dark green with black leather trim. Otherwise, the Grenadier remains unchanged for 2025, retaining its 6-cylinder BMW engine and 8-speed automatic transmission. Ineos has begun building the closely related Grenadier Quartermaster pickup truck on the same platform, featuring a 4-door double cab and a 61.5-inch bed. On the other hand, in its sophomore season, the redesigned GX550 sees only minor changes to its standard equipment. A power-adjustable steering column is now standard across the lineup, and all GX models come with memory settings for the driver's seat, steering wheel, and outside mirrors. The Overtrail and Overtrail Plus off-road trims add a 1-inch suspension lift for better obstacle clearance and a bank of auxiliary switches. Talking about the engine, transmission, and performance, the Grenadier is powered by a turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six source from BMW. The engine is good for 282 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque. Drive is to all four wheels through a standard 8-speed automatic gearbox and a 2-speed mechanical transfer case, which is operated by a chunky mechanical lever next to the gear selector. All versions of the Grenadier get a locking center differential as standard, which is engaged by moving the low-range selector lever sideways. The electrically locking front and rear axle differentials that come with the optional rough pack package are controlled by buttons on the overhead console and, in our experience, are a little tricky to engage. The Grenadier Trial Master Edition brings much more off-road equipment, including BF Goodrich all-terrain tires and a snorkel air intake. It also has a second battery, which allows it to power 110-volt appliances drawing up to 400 watts, and is pre-wired to allow fitment of additional off-road lighting and other accessories. Unlike many plusher rivals, the Grenadier doesn't have selectable terrain response modes or a smart traction control system, so skill is required to get the most from it off-road. Given its off-road priorities, it's little surprise the Grenadier's on-road demeanor feels as if it comes from an earlier era than its luxurious rivals. Low-geared steering and solid axles require frequent correction to stay the course over anything but the smoothest surfaces, and the 6-cylinder engine must be worked hard to deliver strong acceleration. Ineos claims a 9.6-second 0 to 62 mph time in Europe. The Grenadier's top speed is electronically limited to 99 miles per hour. While a twin-turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 engine is standard in the GX550. At 349 horsepower, the blown V6 makes more power than the previous generation GX's V8 and also more than the Land Cruiser's turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid. A 10-speed automatic is also standard, and all models come with 4-wheel drive. Overtrail and Overtrail Plus trims are decked out with more off-road goodies than the other models, including 18-inch wheels with 33-inch all-terrain tires, an aluminum skid plate, an adaptive suspension system with more wheel articulation, a crawl control feature, and selectable drive modes for different terrains. On the road, performance is plentiful and the GX550 feels punchy off the line. On the highway, though, we noticed a disconcerting amount of hood flutter. The ride is fairly stiff, especially on the available upsized wheels. Steering is crisp, but the GX's handling is about what you'd expect for the tall, boxy SUV, meaning there's plenty of body roll. The Lexus Overtrail shines off-road. Outward visibility is excellent, which is especially handy when navigating tight trails. We confirmed as much in an off-road-oriented comparison test. The transfer case allows the driver to select the low-range gear set without locking the center differential, which allows for a tighter turning radius, and the electronic kinetic dynamic suspension system, EKDSS, can disconnect the front or rear anti-roll bars independently of one another to help improve stability, reduce head toss, and increase traction over rough terrain. At test track, a GX550 Premium hits 60 miles per hour in a respectable 6.2 seconds. That's a full second quicker than the previous generation GX managed on track. Taking a look at the interior, comfort, and cargo, the Grenadier's cabin is trimmed with durable-feeling materials clearly designed for hard use. But the interior also features several neat design touches. Our favorite is the dashboard's center panel, with large physical switchgear clearly labeled in the manner of an airliner's control console. The aircraft impression continues with secondary switchgear, including the controls for the optional locking differentials on the roof behind the rearview mirror. We also love the secondary toot horn control, which produces a softer sound designed to warn cyclists and pedestrians. Utility is generally good, with the Grenadier having a deep storage box between its front seats, a big glove box, and several other smaller stowage compartments. The luggage compartment is big, too, with 44.3 cubic feet of volume with the rear seats in place. The Grenadier gets a single 12.3-inch central screen that handles both instrumentation and infotainment functions. What initially looks like a smaller digital display in front of the steering wheel is just a binnacle for warning lights. Speed, fuel level, engine temperature, and revs are displayed in a small area on the left side of the center stack screen. The main section of the screen can be reconfigured to give more off-road driving data, as well as control entertainment functions. The Grenadier supports both wired and wireless Apple CarPlay, but only wired Android Auto. The Grenadier doesn't have a phone charging wireless pad, but individual USB-A and USB-C charging ports are located inside the storage box between the front seats. On the other hand, despite the GX's rugged exterior styling, luxurious environs await you inside once you climb aboard. Faux or genuine leather upholstery is available in a variety of colors, and over-trail variants offer faux suede accents in a dark green shade. Premium and luxury trims have 3 rows of seats with space for up to 7 with the standard second-row bench. A pair of captain chairs is optional and brings the seating capacity down to 6. Third-row space is severely limited. However, the Lexus TX crossover has a big advantage here. Over-trail models skip the third row altogether and seat 5, but the middle passenger's footroom is compromised by the plastic base of the center console. A cooled storage bin, a head-up display, and a digital key fob are all available as options. All GX models come with a 14.0-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay, an Android Auto, and a separate 12.3-inch digital gauge display that can be reconfigured to show a variety of information to the driver. Nearly all climate controls are in the touchscreen. Most models have 6 USB-C ports spread throughout the interior, but Overtrail and Overtrail Plus models get just 4. A wireless smartphone charging pad is optional and positions the phone up and at an angle. A 10-speaker stereo is standard, but audiophiles can upgrade to a 21-speaker Mark Levinson surround sound system. Talking about the safety and driver assistance features, all Grenadier models come with a lane departure warning system, automatic emergency braking, speed limit detection, and a driver drowsiness monitoring system. On the other hand, the GX comes equipped with a suite of driver assistance features that includes automated emergency braking, pedestrian detection, and lane departure warning. And finally, coming on to pricing, the price of the 2025 Ineos Grenadier starts at $76,700 and goes up to $88,550 depending on the trim and options. The base Grenadier is about as no-frills as a modern SUV can be. Steel wheels are standard, and cabin carpeting is an extra cost option to allow for a hose-out interior. While we appreciate its single-minded, Spartan-like simplicity, we do object to the idea of a $70,000 SUV without standard heated seats. The Fieldmaster Edition is the one we'd recommend, as it brings a smattering of creature comforts in the form of leather upholstery and the missing heated front seats. The Fieldmaster also gets an upgraded audio system, a Napa leather steering wheel, and what are described as safari windows. Twin side-by-side moonroofs at the front is standard. An extensive options list means it is possible to add capability to the Fieldmaster, including standalone add-ons including an integrated front winch, rock slider, sill protectors, and even red or gray paint for the ladder frame chassis. Tick every box, and the Grenadier can be pushed past the $100,000 mark. While the price of the 2025 Lexus GX starts at $65,285 and goes up to $81,750 depending on the trim and options. The GX550 has 2 personalities, luxury on-roader and trail-conquering off-roader. For buyers who plan on spending the majority of their time on asphalt, we'd suggest the luxury trim. as it classes up the GX550's interior with plenty of nice-to-have features, including semi-aniline leather upholstery, 10-way adjustable front seats with massage, heat and ventilation, illuminated door sill plates, and second-row window shades. It also comes with the bigger 22-inch wheels that better fill the GX's large wheel wells for a more upscale look. For a bit more, the Overtrail Plus trim provides a more rugged appearance and significantly more capability for off-roading. But the compromise is that it eliminates the GX's third row of seats and some of the luxury items listed above. But if you're planning outdoor adventures that include traversing challenging terrain, the Overtrail is well worth consideration. And there you have it, the 2025 Ineos Grenadier and the 2025 Lexus GX550, two SUVs with very different approaches to conquering the great outdoors. The Grenadier is the go-to choice for purists who value ruggedness, simplicity, and unshakable reliability. It's a true workhorse, built for those who aren't afraid to push the limits on the toughest trails. Meanwhile, the GX550 offers a more refined take on adventure, blending Lexus's signature luxury with impressive off-road capabilities. It's perfect for drivers who want the best of both worlds, uncompromising comfort on the road and serious power off the beaten path. So, which one fits your lifestyle? Are you Team Grenadier, drawn to its raw, old-school toughness? Or does the luxury-packed GX550 match your desire for sophistication and versatility? Let us know your pick in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MotorNation for more epic comparisons and in-depth reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.